The Jimmy Dore for president chatter is once again a thing, I suppose, although now it's for 2028. You guys might remember we talked about the what was it, Dore 24, the very short-lived attempts to pressure Jimmy Dore to run for president. Didn't work out. But I guess Tucker Carlson is among the Dore acolytes, the people that think this guy would somehow make a good presidential candidate. So let's take a listen here. This was super cringy. Tucker Carlson claiming to speak for the left in hilarious fashion.
It's also crazy. I want anybody who's ever told me to take this man seriously to listen to this clip, and then I will laugh at you if you ever told me to take him seriously again.
Like that. So try to devil's advocate. Yeah, let's play devil's advocate. You're on the left. Yeah. Okay. Who are your top 5 candidates most qualified that you can help as the establishment? You get everybody behind this person. Who's your top 5 draft pick on the left to be a president? Jimmy Dore. That would never happen on the left. Are you kidding? You're so
like the actual left.
I've never seen someone laugh at a joke harder than Tucker laughs at his own shitty jokes. He thinks he's so funny.
He has such a tomato face too. He reminds like one of the characters from VeggieTales is just sitting on like his shoulders and like he's got like a scarecrow top on. Anyway, no more ad hominems about Tucker. There's plenty of substance to attack there. It is hilarious. One, of course, Tucker Carlson, the man who has made his entire life's income, as a conservative, as a hardcore conservative, despite whatever rebrand he's going for. The man founded the Daily Caller. Okay, the guy worked at Fox News for over a decade, right, Gavin? He was
something like that.
A conservative on Crossfire when he got humiliated by Jon Stewart on air. Okay, this man is a dyed-in-the-wool conservative. Okay, he unironically interviewed Eric Prince about who the criminals of the Iraq War were. It's like, dude, you guys. Anyway, particularly Eric Prince by like an exponential margin. But dude, Tucker Carlson was a cheerleader, and don't ever let him forget that. Don't ever let him forget that. Yeah, this guy's on record saying that there was a lot that he liked about the Patriot Act. Don't let him forget that either. Okay, this guy's culpable in all the shit that he's pretending he always knew was wrong now. Okay. Anyway, but of course that guy's gonna pick Jimmy Dore because they agree on a bunch of shit. Duh. And Tucker Carlson could never in his life represent the left. Hillary Clinton would have a better chance of representing the left than Tucker Carlson. Absolutely embarrassing. But also just whenever I think of Tucker Carlson, this is the image that pops into my brain.
Yeah, it's also like, I mean, we kind of already see what it's like having Jimmy Dore running for president with RFK out there on the campaign trail. The difference is Jimmy did it, it would be like 100 times less serious because he's not a Kennedy, so he doesn't have all these establishment big money connections. It really would just be this crazy crank from YouTube running around pretending to, be engaged in a presidential campaign. And also, there was a point in my life where I was a big fan of Jimmy Dore. You guys know that. There was a point where I really thought he was, talented and good at communicating populist ideas, left-wing populist ideas. Not only do I now disagree with his political message like 9 times out of 10, regardless of what he's saying, I also just think he's lost a lot of his fire, a lot of his riz. He doesn't really seem to command the discourse much or have his finger on like the pulse of what's actually happening. Again, as far as discourse is concerned, he just seems deflated. And I don't think that even with my political disagreements with the guy, I don't think he would make a good campaigner or a good presidential candidate, a good movement leader of any sort. Like, take a look at this recent clip. The subject matter is super cringe. It's hilarious, to be honest, but it just seems like his heart's not really in it anymore. It just seems like he kind of doesn't care. Let's take a look here. This is really funny.
Now, you tweeted this out. So this is why I have you on. So you tweeted this out. You say, what if I told you that everything you're taught about this man, meaning Kim Jong-un, and his country is propaganda? What if I told you that North Korea is vilified because it is one of the only countries in East Asia which refuses to be enslaved by international banksters? What if I told you that all its troubles were the result of an extremely harsh sanctions imposed by the U.S. regime? What if I told you that people in North Korea are in general happier than in the South? No homeless, no organized crime, no prostitution or pornography, no unemployment.
No prostitution or pornography in North Korea? All right, I got some news for you, pal. I got some news for you, idiot.
Right.
access to consume goods, but what they have is dignity and freedom from being enslaved by foreigners and banksters. Their land, people, and culture is free from the filth and poison of today's Western
Filth and
societies, and they
poison.
take better, and they are better off for it. Do you really think the media has been telling you the truth about North Korea? Well, that's interesting. So now,
This is so funny.
since I started this show,
Can we
I've
pause
lived.
this? I can't take it. He's gotten to the point where he's having these like objective cranks. Like this guy's how old's Haas Infrared? Like 23 years old, 24
Probably
years old.
around the same age as us. I'm not 100%
Yeah,
sure.
grows out a beard, decides he's gonna dress up and cosplay as like a Soviet KGB guy, and he's gonna do this whole big show. It's I know about communism. Okay. Like, bro, you probably grew up in California. Shut the fuck up. But anyway, he comes out in here, and this is the tanky line that I've always heard. It reminds me of my homie Don. Don and I used to be line cooks together at Sarpino's Pizzeria. Okay. And he was like a huge tanky. He was the first tanky I ever met, and he would always talk about how it's actually a communist utopia and it's American propaganda. This dude was from Croatia though, so he was real bought into the like USSR kind of hardcore communism shit. Anyway, I was like, "You're nuts, bro." Anyway, those are the kind of people that will bring this shit up to you. It's like weird, like that like to take psychedelics and make pizzas. And they'll be like, actually, they brought to paradise in North Korea, and you're like, yeah, okay, bro, sure. You have a hammer and sickle flag in your living room. I feel like that's on brand for you to think whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Yeah.
The fact that Jimmy's at the point where he's just interviewing random guys like that, which is essentially what Haas is, right? He's just figured out that there's certain things you can punch into your computer if you have no soul and no morals and no ideology. And then foreign governments will promote you, right? Pretty crazy stuff for Jimmy to be at the point in his career where he's just scraping the bottom of the barrel and being like, well, that's an interesting thought. I sure as hell didn't provide any research or scrutiny. I didn't prepare anything at all. I'm just here to sit back and be like, it is true. I don't trust the media. Think about all the things they got. They lied about weapons of mass destruction. They're probably lying about North Korea too. In fact, they lied about the jab. They lied about COVID. I hear what you're saying. It's an interesting question you're asking.
Yeah, he doesn't like do a good job of selling it anymore. Like I don't even believe that you believe this, Jimmy. It just seems like you're going through the motions, which again is weird given how a lot of his content recently is focused on his spiritual awakening and how he's quit pot and woken up to his dream self and his Jungian feminine side and all this shit. It's like, well, it doesn't seem to be reflected in your behavior. You seem asleep at the wheel. What the fuck is going on? What are you doing? And like I said, I've really noticed a serious decline in his relevance even on this niche space that we're a part of, not just because he's kind of completely left to the left at this point, but I just don't see him really even possessing that ability to piss people off anymore, to really be a source of controversy. It's why we barely talk about the guy other than just to kind of make fun of him and point and laugh, right? I just feel like he's completely becoming irrelevant, partially because he always has some loser co-hosting his show, or rather, guest hosting his show because he's too lazy to do it himself. So it's like some guy that looks like he just pulled him out of the deep sea.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, exactly. It's some guy that you could tell, like, if he'd been married, his partner had left him long ago. He'd found a little bit of too much comfort in the Seagram 7 at the gas station, mixing it with OJ at 11 a.m., just like coming in, but I'm a stand-up comedian. Back in 99, I opened for Chris Tucker one time. Oh yeah, you did. Wow, that was 25 years ago. You done anything cool in the past 10,000 days? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.